Document confirms B-21 radar capable of manned and unmanned. The USAF has kept the details surrounding their new long-range strike bomber, LRS-B, now known as the B-21 radar, tightly under wraps even 2 years after the contract to build the stealth jet was officially awarded to Northrop Grumman. Oftentimes reports on the aircraft's basic capabilities are contradicting, and we can only speculate as to the possible cutting-edge technologies being integrated into the design, ones that will be needed to keep the aircraft relevant over many decades of service. Now, thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, the war zone has received documentation that can put speculation to rest over two of the aircraft's most prominent features. Received document DODIG 2015-170, Audit of the Acquisition of the Long-Range Strike Bomber, dated September 8, 2015, as well as other documents in a heavily redacted form, but amongst the sea of black are two highly relevant official confirmations as to the aircraft's baseline requirements. The document clearly states that the LRS-B will indeed be optionally manned as a core requirement. The requirement for unmanned operations is reiterated again by a directive letter from the Secretary of Defense that is also included in the FOIA documents. I direct the Air Force to develop an acquisition program that delivers a survivable long-range penetrating bomber capable of manned and unmanned operations where range, payload, and survivability are balanced with production cost to provide an. With the LRS-B's core design requirements largely frozen since early in the decade, it would seem that this is the clearest proof yet that the aircraft will be no-built from the outset for optionally manned operations. This has been something of a debatable topic in recent years, with various reports stating that the aircraft will not have unmanned capabilities until possibly far later on in its service life, to essays about why the aircraft should have an unmanned capability from day one. According to this audit, the aircraft is being designed around an unmanned capability, which indicates it will be capable of unmanned operations far earlier in its career. The USAF could choose not to take advantage of this capability initially, but an unmanned LRS-B is a highly attractive proposition. In fact, it's more attractive now than it was years before. The USAF is already looking at moving away from traditional manned discrete intelligence gathering platforms to unmanned systems that can do multiple things in a more persistent manner, and in higher risk environments than their manned counterparts. The JSTARS replacement program is a prime example of this, where the flying service is now stepping away from a manned, more traditional solution and looking towards unmanned aircraft and modular tactical options to fulfill its mission set. During a hearing with Air Force Secretary Heather Wilson and Air Force Chief of Staff General David Goldfein in June of 2017, this particularly heated exchange occurred. It's understandable to keep the B-21 specific fighting capabilities classified, but it's difficult to understand why you should keep other aspects of the program under the veil of secrecy. Don't the American people deserve to understand more about what their dollars are being spent, such as $2 billion in R&D money requested in this year's budget? Wilson replied, "Senator, we are very open with the appropriate committees and the Congress about exactly what we're doing and what we're spending it on." McCain swatted down her claim. "That's not true, Madam Secretary. That is simply not true. The American people need to know if what's going to spend $2 billion on what, on R&D? Does the Air Force plan on releasing any further details on the program?" So once again, according to these documents, the B-21 is being built and will be delivered with full capable of manned and unmanned, and within 2 years of initial operating capability it will be certified to use that capability operationally. In other words, operational testing, training, and tactics development will be what holds the B-21 back from being manned and unmanned capable on day one of IOC. But 2 years is pretty quick in terms of modern advanced aircraft development timelines. Aspects of Northrop Grumman's work and experience on developing secretive high-altitude stealthy drones. The USAF is likely trying to kill multiple birds with a single stone by mass-producing the B-21 with similar unmanned surveillance capabilities in addition to its manned strike role. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.